0 o'clock, nobody was happy when the Lakers got Lonnie Walker. But what they didn't know is LA was getting a player who just escaped from his scary past. Just look at his numbers. He went from being a not-so-good player in San Antonio to the third best scorer behind LeBron and AD. How did that happen? Lonnie was known for being athletic in college, but not for having real, steady skills. Well, it turns out Lonnie has changed way more than just his basketball game. His coach, Darvin Ham, said he's a real guy. Man, he's a 0-35 real guy that's been through a lot in his life. And I think Lonnie Walker has gotten through more hard stuff than anybody in the NBA. His story is so amazing. It's crazy that he made it through at all. Lonnie is from Reading, Pennsylvania. When he was 12 years old in 2011, Reading was the poorest city in all of America. The only thing he had was his family. His dad helped Lonnie succeed even though they had no money. He made Lonnie read and write for 1 hour after school before practicing basketball. They had no fancy stuff. It was just the 111 street outside his house and a park step to work on jumping higher. So Lonnie made the high school team as a freshman, but he grew really tall to over 6 feet. And by his last year of high school, college scouts were watching him all the time. 24/7 Sports said Lonnie was the 16th best player in the whole country, better than Trae Young and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He led Ready in high school to win their first state championship in 117 years. This isn't some fancy private school that some NBA players go to. Lonnie took a small, poor team to the top. He picked Miami for college as a 146 five-star player and went into the 2017 NBA draft. He was picked 18th by the Spurs. Most fans just knew him because of his crazy hair. You couldn't miss it. His hair changed as his game got better when he was growing up. First, it was an orange mohawk. Then it was flat on top, and then it just grew wild and did its own thing. The Spurs like to pick projects late in the draft so they can teach them like they did with Kawhi Leonard. So they sent Lonnie to the minor leagues for almost his whole first year. But in year 2, there were still problems. He only made 55% of his shots right near the basket, which made him one of the worst 220 players at scoring up close in the NBA. Other players can miss shots that close because they'll get free throws, but Lonnie almost never got free throws. In an early loss to the Clippers, coach Greg Popovich got mad at him in front of reporters. I expect better effort, better attention, and better work when he gets to play. I thought he didn't try hard enough. That's a really bad thing to hear if you want to keep playing in the league. But a month later, he scored 28 points against the Rockets, the most he'd ever scored. The big problem was he wasn't steady to 51. He'd be amazing one night, then terrible the next. But right when he was getting more playing time, the NBA stopped because of COVID. The next time we heard from Lonnie Walker, the internet went wild. He posted this video cutting off his famous hair, but what he wrote underneath the video was way more shocking. What Lonnie said is really upsetting. So if you get bothered easily by bad stuff, I would say to turn this video off. But I promise it has a really happy ending. So Lonnie wrote on Instagram the real truth about why I started growing my hair out in 326 fifth grade. It was like a hiding place for me. I was around more family members, and I won't say their names, but I was hurt and abused in a really bad way. I even got used to it because when you're that young, you don't know what's right or wrong. I was a kid who believed anything and was curious, but didn't know how mean the world could be. I thought that my hair was something I could control, and it made me feel better about myself. Recently, I wasn't feeling good. Bad memories were coming back into my head, and it was really hard mentally. Because of this virus, I started to really look at myself in the mirror and see who 358 I really was, even when nobody was watching. To make a long story short, I found peace and happiness inside myself through this journey. With God's help, I forgave everyone, even people who don't deserve it. Why? Because holding on to anger is like carrying heavy weights. Me cutting my hair was more than just a haircut. My hair was like a mask that hid the things I was scared about, that I didn't think the world was ready to see. But now I am better than ever. I have changed myself in my mind, my feelings, my body, and my spirit. Life will always be hard. You have to play with the cards you get and try to make a winning hand. And if for 30 you lose, it's never really losing, it's learning. Luckily, Lonnie got nothing but nice comments from people. And the really cool thing is he actually hasn't talked about this since he posted that video. People respected that it was private and they knew it was a really brave thing he had to do to feel free. So Lonnie came back to play in the bubble with different hair and a new way of thinking. He went from scoring about 6 points in the regular season to 11 in the bubble. But it wasn't enough for the Spurs to keep him. After 4 years, 504 decided to go with other young players like Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson and Josh Primo. And he didn't get mad at the Spurs for this, like some other players do. Lonnie said, "I just spent my last hours in San Antonio, and to think I'm not coming back is crazy. Will forever love the city of San Antonio." His good luck in the league was being so young. The Lakers took a chance on him, but they didn't know. They were about to get their third best player. If the Lakers make the playoffs, Lonnie's a big reason why. He immediately started helping by scoring 17-5, 38 points as a starter in the first 8 games. In the last 7 games, he scored 20 points a game and made 46% of his 3-point shots. He might win the award for most improved player. When they played in San Antonio, it wasn't a revenge game. It was like coming home. The Spurs played a video honoring Lonnie, and when he had free time, he gave out turkeys to poor families for Thanksgiving. Lonnie still helps people in San Antonio and back in his hometown reading with the Lonnie Walker Foundation. A lot of athletes have charities, but really it's just for 612 tax reasons. This one is different. Lonnie puts in tons of work helping his community. Now, at 23 years old, he is finally free on the basketball court with starter minutes, and in his mind, I know you have to grow up fast as a poor kid trying to make it out, but I don't know a lot of 40-year-olds who are this grown-up. It's not just that he told his story, which is huge, it's the forgiveness. I can't imagine how hard that must have been, but Lonnie's complete forgiveness set him free. The motto of his foundation is never give up. And that 647 is exactly who Lonnie Walker is on and off the court. We've been through so much, but once you get past it, you hit a point where it's like, oh, nothing can break me down. Man, I've been through enough. That's what made us who we are. Like, that's what made me, me. And I love it, and I'm just willing to help out as much as I can. Seeing this, at least you're just like, dude, it's so inspiring. It makes me not want to ever complain about anything ever again. And the cool thing is, if he keeps playing like Malik Monk, dude is about 2'7", make sure he has a good NBA future and get paid well. Check out the merchandise store, by the way. That just started right below this video. And if you want to see Another inspiring NBA story. Check this one out from this year. A dude who was trying out for the NFL and then 2 months later found himself starting as a point guard in the league.